In 1931, a brand new movie palace opened in downtown Los Angeles. It's a theater that is so grand, so dramatic, and so beautiful. Welcome to the Los Angeles Theater. Construction for the Los Angeles took less than 6 months. It was commissioned by H.L. Gumbiner, who also built the Tower Theater located down the street, which is now home to an Apple store. The Los Angeles was designed by S. Charles Lee and Samuel Tilden Norton. As you walk in, it feels like you have entered a different world, overwhelmed with beauty and details. Known for its French Baroque interior, the Los Angeles features a grand staircase, gold brocade drapes, and a crystal fountain. It's said that the interior was modeled after the Hall of Mirrors in Versailles. We'll be taking a closer look at all these rooms soon. Charlie Chaplin contributed funds to ensure that the theater was completed in time for the premiere of his film City Lights. Its construction was expedited by prefabricating plaster ornamentation off-site. The grand opening took place in January 1931. It's unreal getting to experience and see this place in person. This is a very, very special place in Los Angeles, and I am so grateful and appreciative that it is still here today and still so beautiful with its original details. Located at 615 South Broadway, the Los Angeles was the last movie palace built on Broadway, and it's the most lavish and extravagant theater I've ever experienced. Shortly after opening, the theater began to feel the effects of the Depression, and there was competition from the theaters on Hollywood Boulevard. Attendance was strong through World War II. Many factory workers attended shows before and after their shifts. However, with the rise of suburban living after the war, attendance began to decline throughout the decades. The Los Angeles Theater was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1979. Later that same year, it was designated a Los Angeles Historic Cultural Monument. The theater eventually closed in 1994. Today, the space is primarily rented out for filming, and the Los Angeles Conservancy occasionally hosts screenings as part of the Last Remaining Seats program. Now let's walk through this incredible space and explore the rooms and magnificent works of art. There's a lot to take in, so let's start outside. Before entering the theater, we already see such grand details all around. This awning stands out to me since it sort of gives me a circus-themed aesthetic, but there's a circus-themed room inside the theater, so get ready for that. The neon marquee we see today was added in the late 1930s. It had a different look when the theater first opened in 1931, but the vertical signage looks the same. Speaking of signage, if you walk up 6th Street, you'll see another amazing vintage neon sign. As you walk past the ticket booth over the beautiful terrazzo, you enter the breathtaking lobby. There's so much to point out here. The ceiling, the chandeliers, the plaster ornaments, the cherubs, vases, just so much to take in. You walk up the grand staircase to the stunning crystal fountain. There are a lot of little features to notice. This panel was originally used to keep track of how many seats were available. The Los Angeles Theater is filled with several different rooms and spaces. This area is still considered to be a part of the lobby. The lobby sort of expands out, and there's a first floor and second floor portion. It's amazing to see how much of the original design has been preserved, especially when comparing it to these historic photographs. Behind these doors are the crying rooms. These are soundproof rooms designed for parents with crying children. You walk up the steps in the small room and there's a bathroom inside and some seats to sit in, with a large window to continue watching the film and speakers or headphones to be able to hear. There was also electric cigarette lighters. Here's a shot from the outside of the crying room. Here we are in the auditorium, such a luxurious, large space, but it still feels so intimate. I believe it sits around 2,000 people. Every inch of the space is filled with detail. Each room you enter just has its own feeling and ambiance. If you notice this crest-like icon behind the seats, you'll see this design throughout the theater. Visiting the Los Angeles is just one extravagant surprise after another. This is the three-dimensional curtain for the stage. I had never seen anything like this before. I believe it dates back to the 1930s, and it is so precious and so fragile. When you walk downstairs, you'll enter a large space. This isn't the main lounge, but it's sort of a smaller lounge. And again, just like every room you enter, it is so extravagant. At one point, this space had a juice bar, office space, and a check room. The main lounge is further down into the basement, and there's so much to appreciate here. The lighting fixtures, the columns, the walnut paneled walls, just everything. The main lounge leads you into several different rooms. This is the entrance to the ladies' room. Of course, it's beyond beautiful. If you walk left, you'll find the nursery, a circus-themed room with hand-painted murals and a ceiling made of plaster shaped like the inside of a circus tent. The chandelier has faces of animals, and there are little doors and window displays. Now, if we walked right instead of left, we would enter the most beautiful powder room. It is just so elegant and so darling. I want to focus a little bit more on the details of these rooms, so let's take a closer look at the nursery room. This is where parents would bring their children, and I believe these are the original hand-painted murals. It's just amazing that this is still here over 90 years later. I'm a big fan of vintage circus-themed places, so of course I love this room, and I love the way the ceiling is designed to really make you feel like you're inside of a circus tent. I recently made a video all about Circus Circus, my favorite casino in Las Vegas, and that was built in 1968. It's interesting to see the different ways the circus theme was created for different spaces. Here are some vintage photographs of the early days of the nursery. Now we're in the powder room, and there are individual compartments for ladies. The craftsmanship at the Los Angeles Theater is truly just so incredible and breathtaking. You walk through the powder room to enter this long hallway, which is the bathroom, and each toilet has its own room with ornamentation above the entrance. Each room has its own built-in waste bin, and there's a sink area with hand dryers that are operated by foot pedals. The men's room is on this floor too. Right at the entrance is a shoe shine stand and amazing terrazzo on the floor all throughout the men's room. The turquoise urinals are in one room and the toilets are in another. All these spaces are in the basement where the main lounge is. Down here there was also the periscope screen, so guests would still be able to watch the film that was being played upstairs. And the restaurant was located right behind these doors. Next to the restaurant entrance are the phone booths. The Los Angeles Theater is one of the most incredible places in the city. You truly feel like you have stepped into a different time and a different world. Its facade is 5 stories tall and it's located nearby several other historic movie palaces in the city. A replica of the Los Angeles Theater's facade was built in Disney California Adventure named the Hyperion Theater, and I thought it was just neat to point that out. I really love Los Angeles history and architecture. I have a video all about the Pan Pacific Auditorium that you can watch. This was a streamlined modern building that was built in 1935. It was destroyed by a fire in 1989. If you appreciate Los Angeles architecture, roadside attractions, vintage signage, and beyond, you might like some of my products that are inspired by places I love. You can check it out on my website at merchmotel.com, and you can find some more photos of places I visit on my Instagram at merchmotel. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show.